Scream Time Continuum here. Welcome everybody on this Sunday fun day on this Christmas weekend. And I just want to say happy holidays and hope you guys are all doing well. And I'm here with Nick and Kaylin. How you guys doing?
Hey, happy post Christmas.
Definitely a happy post Christmas.
You got the hat on, so damn.
I mean, I guess it's still Christmas for me. Oh, hey, rotations, rotations.
He's wearing his boxer beanie for Boxer Day or Boxing Day.
Today is Boxing Day.
Yep.
See, look at that.
Nice.
And I always thought Boxing Day meant the day that people moved in and out of high places, like U-Haul Day.
I honestly still don't. I don't know what Boxing Day means.
I don't know it either. I was just thinking that it's the holidays. You break up with your girlfriend or whatever. You getting your ass out. You moving because you didn't want to pay for it.
Yeah.
New Year's, new resolution, and all that shit.
Everybody just breaks up on Christmas, so they don't have to give each other gifts.
It could be it. Or last guess. This is just random throw out. Maybe this was sometime in the 1700s when they created it. And on the day after what they considered Christmas back then, all the men and the young men went down to the middle of the town and
fought each other
in the ring. Everybody got like a 3-minute battle.
I like it.
Boxing
yeah.
Day.
Just like a whole town fight club.
And the number one rule? You
don't talk about it. Yeah,
right.
Exactly. Yeah. You spent days with your family getting into arguments, and then the day after Christmas, you go take them down to the town.
That's right. Time to diffuse.
Yeah, diffuse all that holiday awkwardness. I didn't like them socks you got me.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. Imagine if you could call out family members. It was going down back on Boxing Day. Boxing Day just became my new favorite day of the year.
Right.
You got me in house shoes for like 12 years straight, and it's never my size.
Right, we need to find some old individual reels from Boxing Day back in the past. That'd be nice.
Mm-hmm. Just an aunt, punching her niece or something.
I love it.
Let me see the screen real quick.
Oh, you might need to see the screen.
Oh,
there you go.
We caught him off guard. Sorry.
Yeah.
What are you revealing today? Oh, okay, everybody. we're all in a really good mood. This is beautiful. Today, we will be discussing or reviewing, well, both, of course, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. It came out this year. One of the second Marvel movie to make its comeback to the theaters without Disney private access, whatever you paid $30 for. Something you had to go to the theaters and watch. And yeah, it was my pick. I decided to bring us back into the fray for now, but we'll see how this go. And yeah, this is the first entry in the Phase 4 movies. So
every time I try to escape, they keep bringing me back.
I mean, it's my fault. I'm just like, I'm getting off a high. I'm sorry, everybody. I've been still deep into Marvel stuff, from everything that's from the What If series to Hawkeye, just finishing up, to Spider-Man. Nick said it perfectly. It's always something.
Yeah.
It's always something. Always. So let's jump right into it. What do you guys think of the movie?
Go ahead, Keelan.
Yeah, I can take first off. I loved it. I thought it was definitely different. I didn't expect it to be what it was. There are a lot of key things that for me was like, okay, you get a +1 right there for me alone. And I had noticed some things even before I saw the movie, back when it was being advertised.
Chinese Black Panther.
And that was really what we noticed early, that it had the same feel of the Black Panther rollout. And if the intent was to have a target audience, hit that target audience and give everybody else something to enjoy. I can't speak for the target audience because I don't.
Well, we all know what the target audience was.
Yeah,
it was mainly China.
In there.
That didn't happen.
Who we don't believe even allowed them to play the movie,
right?
Or to show the movie. But soundtrack, cast, I liked it. I liked it. Of course, I'm critical. So if you ask me, yes, there are things I can not or that I don't like, but I was pleasantly surprised. I'll say that.
That's the point. So we can get that out there. I mean, we probably got some Disney sniper around the corner. Like, what your motherfuckers say?
Say something about this movie.
Say something.
Say something.
I'll say it. Don't worry about it. I'll take the red dots off you guys. No, yeah.
Really quick, they're white and they're shaped like Mickey Mouse. Don't play.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, no, I think the movie was decent. I didn't dislike it. There's, again, I'm looking through this with somebody with severe Marvel fatigue, so my praise might be a little bit muted because of that, but there was a lot of interesting aspects. I thought that the CGI was pretty decent. Some of the character designs, as far as like I forgot the mystical world, was really cool. It's nice to see like, if you're going to do a kung fu movie, having, Asian representation in that feels, it feels like they decently did that, and they tried their best to sort of include Asian representation, especially after the fallout of Iron Fist. Like, that was, that's super cringy. So it's nice to see that they did actually try. I would say though, like, is it enough? And that's what I wonder, because it seems as though, like, yes, you're getting the thing that you're asking for, but the overall product just doesn't have the punch that I would expect, pun intended, that I would expect from a sort of like flagship franchise. And we were talking about this just before the recording, but I don't know if I'm excited to have these Phase 4 characters assemble and become a team. And so that might be a little bit of my critique, is just that, like, you did it okay, but I think that it's worth more than what was given. So
I'm gonna piggyback off of that, because I know a little bit on what they're trying to do, which is interesting. Because Kevin Feige, after the Eternals, and I think I know why he said it after the Eternals, and honestly, between this and No Way Home, I think they're my favorite so far, versus Black Widow and the Eternals. Which, yeah. And I think Kevin Feige did come out and say, do not expect an Avengers movie for a long time. And we're just, right now, we're in this phase where this is a phase 4, phase 5 kind of thing going on, but we're just going to have fun. We're just going to introduce these CD characters and really throw them out there, and just kind of take a break from the big team thing. And
but I think that
enjoy it.
Yeah, I think, but they're also just throwing things at the wall and seeing what the people like. Honestly, because it really does feel like the last 4 movies, Spider-Man notwithstanding, because I think that that's a little bit different. But I feel like these last few characters that have been trying to integrate into the main. So if I won't say Avengers, I'll say the main group that we're going to be focusing on. It feels like they don't have that settled, and that there isn't an overarching vision anymore. And so that's where I feel like it's missing that sort of cohesiveness a little bit, because we all knew that the culmination of the first, 3 phases or whatever was Endgame. And it took a long time to get there. So of course it's going to take a long time to get to that next culmination point, but they had that shit mapped out, And so maybe they do have this new phase mapped out and how it's going to go into, further phases, but it doesn't feel as cohesive to me.
What I can say, that's the fun thing. And I think that's what they want us to feel, because jumping in back to watching Iron Man and seeing that whole end credit, how that was introduced to us as the audience with Nick Fury, Samuel Jackson, and, the Avengers initiative thing. It's kind of like they teased it and didn't, especially people who've seen Iron Man 2, where they talked like, we canceled it, because it was in the whole midst of trying to regain characters back and all of that stuff. And I think they're kind of doing that, or maybe they might have something mapped out. I don't know, but I think in this case, I think the two movies that really gave that pushed the envelope for experimental movies like Shang-Chi, which is funny because the main character got mad when Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney, said it was an experiment. And it's like, you can't get mad, bro. It is an experiment. I mean, come on. And the two movies that I think really pioneered the whole let's take a chance with other characters like this is I would say Guardians of the Galaxy and Black Panther.
In a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, like for me, I view them, and this is really like when they announced it the way they did, we have phase 1, 2, phase 3, phase 4, and it was like, crap, here come it's albums. That's how I see it, right? So phase 1 and 2 was like a double disc, like it was so seamless you almost didn't even realize what they were doing. And then by the time we got to phase 3, it was that third album, and it's like, wow, this is still good. This is still good, like beat by beat. I didn't like that song so much. This is still going well. And I think really quick, like the TV shows were, in my opinion, decent radio singles. You get, like really, that's how I'm doing it. Then you look at
and you're right, because I've been keeping up with them, and I'll tell you, out of all the TV series, I only really enjoyed Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and right now Hawkeye, and everything else was just like,
those are your club bangers.
a slow run for me, but there was just like, okay, whatever. You just a chill album, not my favorite, but okay.
Right, and those were, if you think, those are the most action packed. So I would immediately call those club bangers because that's the target audience, right? Like the people who want the booms and the bangs. So then you get from there, round it out, skip the Eternals and all of that. Again, a couple more singles. Now you're here at Shang-Chi, and it's the first song on the new album, and either you like the introduction or you don't, but that's kind of how I'm viewing it. Like this is, and that's really what they said. Like this is the first one into the new phase. Like, oh, okay, well, you better keep me at least interested. I don't think you're gonna blow my socks off. You didn't, but you better at least keep me interested.
Which is crazy because they're all kind of doing their thing. And can I spoil something for you guys if you guys don't mind?
Album 4 is gonna suck. Yeah. Oh, okay, sorry. No, go ahead.
So it's mainly for Eternals. I wasn't interested that much in Eternals, but I like Marvel shit. So I was more concerned with the after credit scene, the second one particularly. And that was my favorite because it introduced two things for me. Another character that is a very OP'd character in the Marvel universe, which is Black Knight. And he does not get time of day in the credit that this motherfucker was in Avengers at some point, and the dude is scarcely powerful. Along with we got a little guest appearance from Mahershala Ali's Blade. So I'm like, okay, nice. I'm like,
yeah, but that's the little stick that they give you, the carrot that they give you at the end of the stick. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, go watch this 3-hour awful movie where Angelina Jolie just stares off into the distance and everybody's dressed in weird body latex and never, like whatever. But like, I don't want to watch a 3-hour movie that's not that good just to get that 30-second thing that might tease something that's better.
Yeah, I mean, if they didn't have that. I think it was about two characters that carried that movie, in my opinion. That one dude, I forget his name, the guy who was in that TV show Atlanta, that was also in.
Brian Michael Target.
He was great, and that Indian guy that played in the movie, they were great. But I would sincerely say that is straight weight Disney Plus and background noise movie, in my opinion. But yeah,
I'm waiting for Disney Plus.
There you go. But I don't like what they're doing with Sony, in my opinion, especially with the Spider-Man shit. I mean, I really don't like anything Sony really has put out on their own with Venom, and I can care less about Morbius, but I don't like what they might be going with it. But anyways, for me, watching Shang-Chi was a breath of fresh air, especially after watching Black Widow. and I was very surprised. I love the soundtrack, casting. I don't know. I didn't know anything much about this cast, but the comedian, what's her name, Aquafina. You know, I found her to be annoying at times. I mean, just in general and things she do, unless it's stand up. You know, it's like I'm watching Kevin Hart. This their gimmick. They can this is their that voice, that body movement. That's their thing. But this movie, it was surprisingly pleasant to have her in it, and it was a bit fun. You get to see Wong throwback from the Abomination, some things from Iron Man. I love the fact, you know, how they use the whole audience, the Asian community, to poke fun of a lot of Asian stereotypes, especially with the thing that people got pissed off with the Mandarin in Iron Man 3. And like,
I like how they made that a part of this movie.
Yeah. You know, having fun with the character Trevor, and along with, why would I want to call myself Orange Chicken or the Chicken? You know, in that sense, which is like, you know, you really never think about it, but you know, there was a lot of how would you say, not obscured stuff, but a lot of offensive stuff, but it was funny. But until people, you know, really start noticing it now, but it's one of these things that there's still a lot of obscure kind of prejudice stuff that people still don't take note of, because it all depends on how you want to deal with it.
Yeah. So some people can stomach being criticized about certain things and not others. And I do think this movie did a fine line of not hitting them in the gut too hard. The people who are sensitive, that is, in the gut too hard. But there's always going to be something. There's always going to be something.
Like Asian people in karaoke.
I mean, is that really a stereotype, or is that just a thing? Black people in basketball, is it a stereotype or is it a thing? I'm like, it's a real question.
There's a weird line there.
There's a weird line where you can't really describe it unless you're like,
hey, listen,
like
I love karaoke
with people like that. And for me, most Asian people I know that are my friends and associate,
karaoke as much as I do.
They love karaoke and BBQ.
Well, who doesn't love Korean?
Yeah, I say, don't they go hand in hand? There's usually amazing. A bar right next door.
But you know, I'm most impressed throughout the whole movie, man. Homie was wearing Jordans the whole time. So don't ask me why I sat there and just noticed.
I think that was pretty accurate too, considering it is modern day. And
Nikes, man.
Look around the world, man. If you don't have a pair of J's, for real, like you don't understand culture, and that's part of everybody's culture at this point. And along with that culture is hip hop, but we don't have to go too deep into that. It's all evident. Like they lived in San Francisco. You're not going to be the Asian kid that went to high school in Frisco, and you hang out with everybody and people who are, and you out rocking a fresh pair of J's, and you still that it's cool to do the kind of things that they were doing at the beginning of this movie. That again, is it stereotypical or is it a thing?
Man, we need some representation for fucking Vans.
Vans?
It's like skater movies or something.
Yeah.
I mean...
yeah, I like Vans.
No, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Vans. I'm just saying, aside from skater movies,
no, I get
maybe
you.
The Lawyer Squad.
What's the Lawyer Squad?
Oh, never mind. I'm not diving in. You're gonna have to do that one on your own. I'm just gonna say Tyler the Creator and leave it at that. He had a TV show, bro.
I gotta remember that then. But yeah, I mean, I can't really say much from what I'm saying, breath of fresh air. Am I excited for future stuff? I don't know. All depends on who I'm interested in.
Yeah, this is a question. What do you think is going to happen with this franchise? Because I don't know. I mean, like the after credit scene kind of hints towards something, but it also feels like it's pointing at something else and not necessarily like going to be the franchise itself, but maybe have him a part of another franchise.
Right. Before we get too deep into that, should we cover a little bit of the storyline?
Yeah.
And I don't think it's a deep storyline. That's the only reason I say that.
Mm-hmm.
It's really not, because I mean, these
good
are
story, fast story. Easy story.
I mean, it all depends on the perspective on who it's coming from. It's coming from people just jumping in and enjoying it for what it's worth, or perspective of a fanboy or girl, whatever. And I can tell you that some of them have mixed views on it, just like everything else. Some of them love the reintroduction of this character in live action, and some was just like, that's not how it is. And I'm just like, Guardians of the Galaxy was dark as fuck and nasty, man. Star-Lord murdered people just to get into space. But I mean, come on, man. But whatever. This is why a lot of DC Warner Brothers superhero movies fail.
But are the 10? Do you think the 10 rings are a little OP? Like they're gonna have to be.
I think they've been watered down. Versus,
for real, I believe they have, from what I remember.
But it's kind of like Carol Danvers' cosmic powers, right? So it's like it can be as strong as they need to be
in the moment.
Yeah. So that's my only question, because it's like I think Shang-Chi's gonna have to lose the rings.
Maybe Dejan, you may know the answer to this. Isn't there like 18 rings? Okay, we've had this conversation before.
No, I'm gonna say I don't know, because this is one of the moments where, as a Marvel fanboy, they've changed the continuity of it, and I can understand why. I mean, they could have, but how convoluted would it have been if they sincerely stayed true to the source material, especially on how the direction they're going on how to do these things to make them more modern, and cohesive of today's world. And the 10 Rings were definitely something from space for sure. And it seems like it still is from space, but it's just done in a different format. It's because every ring had a substantial thing behind one of them. It just seemed like they're all just part of this one big fray of wherever it's coming from. Speculation talk, it's a beacon for Galactus, or it's a beacon
Adam
for
Warlock.
I was thinking more Adam Warlock.
Adam Warlock.
It could be the thing that breaks him out of his cocoon.
No, we won't see that until Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which we just got the dude that was just casted for Adam Warlock. Man, that kid looked like a kid then, but damn, he looks good now. Making Channing Tatum look like a toy. Because, if not that, it might have something to do with the Celestials, with the Eternals, because we get to see some similar stuff.
Right. That's the only reason I need to go see that, because I forget that is about that. Gives you some information on the Eternals, Thanos, and I don't know. I really like his father. Like,
I'm shaking my head because they do this shit on purpose, and Nick is like,
they give us none of that.
Yeah.
They give us none of that, do they?
Yeah. Nah, you won't get any of your head canon.
5 years later.
You know what I would like to see for if they did decide to do a sequel to this franchise? I would love to see like a boss tower, a la like the Game of Death, where like he has to go up a tower of just boss fights. That would be tight. I would love that.
I expected that a little bit in this.
That would have been cool, man. I would have loved that. Just like an homage to Bruce Lee. That'd be sweet. And it could be like, different characters within the Shang-Chi universe. And I think that would be super sick. And like that's the thing we want to see in these movies, right? It's the martial arts.
Yeah.
I mean, 1000%. You want to see the martial arts. So
I mean, I'm hoping he gets to do this thing with Spider-Man, because I remember in my time reading it, Spider-Man hung out with him quite a bit, to learn martial arts, get even better. I was like, that was dope.
Holland is on for 6 more movies, right?
3 trilogies. I mean, another trilogy, which now
another Disney trilogy.
Yeah, and I'm laughing because with Amy, whatever her name, Pascal or whatever her name is, from Sony said, and this is why I'm not liking what this partnership is kind of doing. Then what Kevin Feige was saying, these first 3 movies was its own arc. So the next 3 movies you get is gonna be Spider-Man and Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Of what really makes that character versus
Setting him up to be a loner.
Oh,
Yeah, all the 3 movies were
yeah.
basically just building him up to be a loner in his apartment, you know,
Right.
which is where Spider-Man kind of is.
So, what do you guys think? Because I'm going to ask this because I haven't seen the last any Spider-Man. Do you think that they're going to kill Aunt May, or she's going to be married to Doc Ock by that?
No spoilers. Can't spoil.
Oh, that's right. I forget they did have Spider-Man come out. Never mind.
See, I'm just like, I'm gonna be, I'm gonna be like Tobey Maguire. No comment. No comment.
No comment.
Or I'm gonna be like Andrew Garfield. Stop asking me that. Ask me about my new musical on Netflix. No one cares about
the making of Rent.
You wanna know what's getting more plays than that? Andrew Garfield and some random reel on Instagram.
But I'll tell you this. I like the Spider-Man movie so much. I've seen it twice. I mean, I've seen it on my own. And I had to see it again because I refused to talk about it. And my wife decided, hey, we're going to spend half of our anniversary day to go see it because I don't like this silence. I'm like, I got silence for a reason. I thought it was that good.
Yeah.
And I think people should definitely go see it. And man, if you guys can hold off until it's very easier and accessible to you guys, if you guys don't go see it in theaters, hey, try your best to hold off. But it's like being a kid again and being super happy.
Yeah. So does that mean that Tom Holland's going to do 6 Disney movies and then 3 Sony movies?
No. Okay. And this is where I'm going to go with this.
To 12 now, actually.
Yeah.
14?
This 3? Oh, well, like 14 what? 12
total,
what?
like his whole contract.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can basically say
it's at like 12 now.
Yeah. And what it is, the contract consists of 3 solo movies and 3 movies where he makes an appearance. It's the same thing like what Kevin Feige said about Charlie Cox right now. Yeah, we're making him Daredevil again for the MCU, but we have a contract with him to make 4 appearances. But you'll see when he shows up. That's it. And that's what they're going to do with Spider-Man. Another 3 solo movies and 3 appearances in 3 other movies. And I have a
that's
feeling
going to be Kingpin.
Yep.
Kingpin, Daredevil, and Spider-Man.
I'm going to say this. I'm a little bit disappointed on how Kingpin showed his face.
I think The Rock can be Kingpin. I'm joking.
Yeah,
he wouldn't be a bad Kingpin, actually, but
I would have him as
a fresher face.
I would have him as a Juggernaut or something.
No Juggernaut, but yeah, he could do it. Until he has to prove that the Juggernaut wasn't a complete fuck.
So, man,
they won't write that in, will they? No, they won't.
No, I think
they censored you. Your mic
Disney
cut out when you
yeah.
when you.
Wow. I don't even know how. I'm just gonna let it go. I'm not gonna repeat it.
Oh man, you have to say it off air for me. I might have to remember that. Yeah, and geez, I think this movie was so successful on what it did that I think they're actually talking to. They're talking to both. They're talking to a couple of people about trying to be their Spider-Man now because they want to make things work for the Sonyverse. So now all of a sudden,
just bring Andrew Garfield back. He wants it so bad.
He does.
Yeah,
he loved being Spider-Man. I don't think as much as
Can you blame him?
Well, he did it to himself.
I personally think it would hurt if I were. Listen, if I'm Andrew Garfield and I got to come back and I got to play the Sony Spider-Man, guess what's going to happen to my merchandising? It doesn't exist.
Yeah, that's true.
Which means I'm going to be getting the same amount of money to play, I don't know, a regular ass role.
Well, I think they could bring Garfield into the Venomverse and have, because I know some of the things about the last Spider-Man movie, and Garfield does make a statement that he stopped pulling his punches, and he got into a dark place at some point. And it would be cool to see that type of dark Spider-Man after Gwen Stacy dies.
Like he really starts smacking people on
run
set.
into the Venom suit.
Me personally, I do not like Garfield. I mean, I can probably see Tobey Maguire be a darker Spider-Man.
He had his chance. He's Bully Maguire, and there's
there you go.
And he was smiling the whole time.
I don't think he wants to do that shit anyway anymore. I think he's collecting his Calvin Klein money.
I mean, he can just coast off of residuals now. So
yeah, they're heavy on talking to this guy, and they want him to be just this face of Sony Spider-Man. So they'll do their own separate thing. But for me personally, I don't too much care for that, because it's bad enough that the audience already is confused, that people did not know the difference, that Deadpool and the X-Men was its own thing underneath Fox, and Spider-Man and them properties were literally under Sony.
Spoken like a true monopolist there.
Yeah.
Just let Disney buy them all.
Give it up.
I mean,
no, I'm just teasing, man.
It'd be a Sony. I gotta commend Sony. They know they got a gold mine. They got a character just like Batman with a hell of a large rogue, and they're making their money, and they can reboot it many times they want to and give
as
no
many
fucks.
times. Yep.
And they know it's gonna be a
Make at least
popular
$1 billion every time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's on the low end.
And it's just like they look at it, hey, well, we get our 60% for the movies you put. Hey, fuck it. Why not? That's why when Apple tried to buy Sony a couple years ago, they laughed at Apple.
Yeah. They knew what was coming.
So, I mean, it may be confusing for the audience, or maybe they won't. All depending if the audience really cares. I mean, if you want to go see a movie, enjoy it.
Yeah.
So what if people go see it at their Marvels?
What I will say is I enjoyed a lot of I think the visual effects in this movie were pretty good. I think that I liked the animations of the CGI and stuff. I thought that was pretty cool.
You like Razor Fist?
No.
Razor Fist was probably the most cringy part of this movie.
Yeah.
He was hands down like, bro, you are so. It was like if Bane had no intelligence, he'd be Razor Fist.
Dude, they're making fun of that corny continuity of kind of shit they used to put out in comics, man. Like Taser Face.
I was about to say that. Taser Face.
Taser Face.
Oh, I'm sorry. They bring him back and they bring him back in What If. I'm like, oh my god. And they
Taser
continue
Face?
to make fun. Yeah, and they continue to make fun of it.
Hi.
It's
good.
It's something to punch.
Comic relief. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good joke. Okay, you can't really let it go. Good. But yeah, what was his name? Razor Fist? Yeah. Cool name.
Yeah.
That's about it. I thought he was gonna be a little cooler.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro. You can't have a 4-inch blade or 4-foot blade shoot out of your freaking bicep, and all you can do is slash with it. Like, bro, that thing should have been a projectile. You should be able to retract that, have something else come back out.
Right. You could have put a gun on the end of it.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Or just a long spike. He could have been like Baraka on one side or something.
Claw. Ulysses' Claw was more fun than that.
Oh, Claw is way more fun.
That's the only thing I did not like about Black Panther. They should have just kept him as the villain.
Claw. What if Claw
was great?
Claw would have been great in this, but Claw would have probably won against Shang-Chi.
Everybody won against Shang-Chi. What are you talking about?
I mean, he put them Jordans to work.
Oh, now nobody said just wearing Jordans was going to help you in your fighting battles or nothing. They don't even make you a better ball player.
No, they make you jump higher, bro.
No.
Oh, damn.
Shaq's maybe. No, I'm joking.
Oh, dude, what the fuck? You be missing punches then.
Hey, only if you got free throw distance. If you got long arms, you got to get in closer.
Mm-hmm. You're not dodging. What's going on?
You know what I mean? Because Shaq could definitely punch him in the lane.
Might as well just have a sequel to Steel.
That'd be all right.
Can we take a sequel to Shazam instead? I like Shazam better than Steel. I know. Everybody tells me I'm silly for that.
Kazam.
My bad.
Yeah. Shazam is the one that doesn't exist. Shazam.
Sure, Sinbad.
Yeah.
Shaq just came up with a spoof, no reason.
Right.
You know what?
Right.
That should.
What did they? Why
That's
did they
how we
not
blow that out of the water.
How?
Shaq had the spinoff to it. How does it not exist if they wrote a whole spinoff script?
I don't know, man.
Dude,
I don't know.
It's called Shaq Fu.
He has a Shaq. I think Shaq Fu was a TV show, wasn't it?
It's a game.
It was a game.
It was a fighting game for the Super Nintendo, and they became a beat 'em up game for current generation consoles. Yeah, you see my video I sent you about that Toys R Us ad?
I did, and I actually see a lot of people doing that online, finding old stuff from the '90s and what it costs today.
And people complain about $70 games now, because I'm still gonna complain.
Same price. So I don't know. We all like the fight and we like the beginning, or excuse me, we like the visual effects. The beginning, just Dad getting in, like learning what he is, who he is. He's 1,000 years old. Whoa, that's dope. Mom and him getting down at the gates. Yo, I'm just saying, like, that was pretty cool.
Well, I think the dad steals the performance show for sure.
Oh yeah.
As far as overall acting, yes, 1,000%.
You know, the whole concept of like having reasons to care about the villains yet again.
Was he really a villain though? I don't think there was really a good guy or a villain in this movie.
Just that dragon thing.
Yeah, and that does that really count?
And demons and weird
demons,
shit. Right. You know what? And
the sister's the villain.
Yeah,
but we're not there yet.
I mean, I don't think we'll really get there. We're basically talking about.
I don't mean
it went from the movie just to talk about MC. Just Marvel
I see. I see
together.
a Birds of Prey coming from a mile away, bro. You got Black Widow's sister. You got Shang-Chi's sister. You got Hawkeye, the girl Hawkeye now.
Stop.
Yep, it's coming. It's coming, right, bro.
Stop.
Right.
Don't give them that Warner Brothers idea.
They already have that idea. Trust me.
Yeah.
Trust me. For reasons that I'll say offline, just to be nice.
And I think that's where it's going to go. We're not going to get the Avengers. We're getting Birds of Prey.
No.
Yep.
We're getting
think about all the male characters so far.
They're all endings. We're getting two things, and that would be called
children.
No, it didn't work out, and it's not children. Yeah, we will get a children Avengers. We will get either the West Coast Avengers, or we're gonna get Young Avengers, which will probably.
I was thinking Young Avengers.
We'll get that.
Look, just give me an Iron Lad movie, then turn around and give me a Franklin Richards movie, and then give me a Kang the Conqueror movie. And then explain to everybody how that all adds up.
Dude,
that'll take you the next 10 years.
We can't do what Warner Brothers do. Just throw shit out there randomly. Then just say, this random shit.
But if you know the storyline,
feels like Franklin they're doing that right now.
Right, exactly. And if you know the storyline of Franklin Richards, Kang the Conqueror, it's all the same story. So you're basically just pulling Kang the Conqueror, and let's make like 7 different Kang the Conqueror movies for all his different names.
What I think is going to happen,
and all of those characters are pretty good.
Why they don't want to do a big Avengers movie right now, I think that certain aspects, like they're just going different avenues. We got Shang-Chi with the mystics, running into like kind of the sign, like somewhat of the, like the Doctor Strange type shit, because we see Wong in this. Then we also got the cosmic shit going on with like Guardians of the Galaxy, the Eternals now. Then we're gonna have fucking Thor going in somewhat in the cosmic realm too as well. Then you also gonna have what they're doing with this Black Knight character. Then you got the introduction of Blade,
plus the multiverse, plus
the multiverse.
To me, it sounds like they're just throwing out ideas.
I think they're going through those genres of ideas and just letting them take their course as they all go like, and boom.
Maybe. I mean, that's a lot of threads to tie together that are looking quite disparate. Whereas the first few phases, they didn't look disparate at all because you had the Avengers to bring them all together.
And that's where we get back to my album analogy. Throwing together an album. Just literally when you're just throwing together an album.
A
Yep.
mixtape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if we look at it, back to my analogy with this being track number 1, featuring Aquafina.
I'm glad she
they pulled
toned
somebody
down.
that's current. Right, yeah, she toned it down heavily.
She toned down the
it to
voice,
right amount.
which is good.
Kevin Feige was like, we ain't having that shit.
But you know what though?
You don't have your card.
I reflect, but I do reflect on I do reflect on some of her, like her in Ocean's 8 was kind of this character, not so in your face.
She was in Ocean 8. She was good in Ocean 8. I did enjoy that.
Yeah, and it was some other movie she's in, but she's been in quite a bit.
Crazy Rich Asians.
I didn't get to see that, but I heard she was amazing in
I
that.
haven't seen that one either. Here we go, Nick. I got it. It is called the A-Force.
Okay.
Ah, yes. Oh no, wait. The A-Force, isn't that
A-Force? Also known as the Avengers Force.
So what is the?
Isn't there an X-Force as well?
There's also weird shit.
Is it okay? Either maybe it's X-Force. Isn't that the one that's basically compiled of all the different types of Hulk, like the A-Bomb and the Red Hulk, all of that? What is that name? What are they?
That was some stupid shit. It was called the Hogs. It was the stupid.
Hogs. Okay.
Then they did some animation and they did all that shit. That was like on Toon Disney.
But no. The one that was on Toon Disney is the Hulk's team, Smash team, or whatever the heck. I'm talking
Agents
about
of Smash.
Agents of Smash. Not that.
There you go. I sent you guys the Air Force.
I'm talking about one that.
Oh no, She-Hulk. Yeah, dude, that's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what it's going to be. They're already bringing She-Hulk in. They got Carol Danvers. You're going to have Hawkeye the girl, and you're going to have Black Widow sister, and you're going to have Shang-Chi sister.
Well, you're gonna get Black Widow. You're gonna get whatever his name is, John Walker from Falcon and Winter Soldier. I have a feeling they're gonna be introducing like that's a build up for the Thunderbolts with Ross turning into Red Hulk. Then you got Young Adventures.
Thunderbolts. How you not remember what I'm bringing?
I love the Thunderbolts. That's basically
that's what I was talking about.
That's the Suicide Squad for fucking Marvel. Then I forgot. And then Miss Marvel. They're gonna have a big thing for the second Miss Marvel movie.
Oh.
In my opinion,
Who's
the first
Miss Marvel?
movie was I mean, Captain Marvel.
Oh, okay. I was about to say
that movie was so boring, and no one likes Brie Larson.
Nobody wants her.
And they're gonna bring in.
Just give me a scroll movie, and I'll call it even.
You're getting that. It's called Invasion with Samuel Jackson as the lead.
Oh yeah. Oh well. What is her name? Photon Electron. What was her name from?
Photon.
Her name was Photon. Though.
She was also considered and took the mantle of Miss Marvel. And
yeah, but that's later.
That's later, and you're gonna get that in the Marvels movie, basically Captain Marvel 2. You're gonna get the little Pakistani girl, which is Miss Marvel now, and you're gonna get Photon, which all these people have been Miss Marvel. If you know the comic book continuity, you're gonna be in Captain Marvel 2. God,
isn't America Chavez coming too?
She is gonna be in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Oh, she's gonna be Zatanna?
No, man.
She's American Chavez.
Yeah, she's like Captain.
Oh, I'm tripping.
Yeah.
See if my brain did that because we're naming too much.
My head hurts.
I'm spinning.
I'm sorry.
I'm telling you, Birds of Prey Marvel edition. It's coming.
I like Birds of Prey just for one reason, and that's for what's his name? I call him Obi-Wan, but Ian McGregor.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that dude blew up at the movie. Just like, poof. He's guts everywhere. I'm like, God damn, nice. Playing a flamboyant villain.
All right. Well, we haven't. I mean, we rarely even touched this movie, to be honest, and we're almost an hour in.
This was my goal. To segment off the movie to
talk around all of this stuff. Yeah.
I mean, you really can't say anything about this movie. It's just basically, if you took a break from the Marvel shit,
it's unoffensive.
Yeah, it's a refresher, and you can either love or hate it, and it's entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
It's entertaining.
Yeah, it's yeah. No, I agree. I don't think that it's anything to turn your nose at. I hope that things get better to be honest.
I
Just
don't want to see a
because
part 2 though. I don't think
I
there
don't.
should be a part 2.
Neither do I. But they're not going to make a part 2. It's going to be about the sister, man. I'm telling you.
It
That's
has to
fucked
be.
up. Like, they're gonna do it. Yeah, it's gonna be a part 2, and it's gonna be like family feud shit.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm like, you know, they're gonna have to throw in some other Marvel character to spice it up.
But
I think the second movie will just be about the sister. Honestly,
look at him.
I don't even
Like,
think
'cause-
Shang-Chi will be in it.
because she's not a bad guy. Nick made a very good point of that. She's
Oh,
not a
is
bad
she?
guy. She's not really an anti-hero. No, she did want to
She-
take over the empire, but what
she
has
just
she
wants
done
the
that's
money.
inherently evil? Even if she employs all of them to still be assassins, what is she doing that's evil in the world that we live in now?
Well, that's true, because you could say the same thing about Black Widow's sister.
Mm-hmm.
She's still a fucking assassin.
I mean, they're all fugitives, but are they gonna send the Avengers after her? No.
They're gonna send. They're gonna send White
send
Vision
Shang-Chi.
after him.
They gonna
Right,
send Black,
right.
They gonna send the Black Falcon.
Right, they're gonna
Black
send
Falcon
Shang-Chi.
and White Vision.
Black.
Now that's some racist shit. White Vision, ain't that a bitch?
Right?
Which is
Oh,
funny because in the
yeah.
comic book he's literally called White
Called
Vision.
White Vision. That's his
Yeah.
actual name. Yep. All the other things they've changed, they won't change that.
But I bet you they will not refer him as White Vision.
No, they won't.
They're gonna call him.
They'll
Edward
call
or
him
something?
something else. Yeah, I think they'll
WV?
call him Jarvis again. Maybe.
They could call him Jarvis. Oh, yeah, I'm down with them calling him Jarvis. I'll actually accept that.
Oh my god. So
Quick run through.
I mean, this like I said, this movie you really can't do any wrong with this movie or do too much right. It's a refresher, you know, if you want something, you know, just to jump into and just have fun with. I think Shang-Chi is that movie. I'm not gonna suggest Internals because I think that should be hitting Disney Plus in a month and a half or so. I think February or in the middle of January. But yeah, that movie is wrong in my opinion. And too long. There was bits and pieces of this movies where I was just like, could have been cut to as well, but it was okay for what it was. Definitely a good popcorn flick in my opinion too as well. And it can definitely either get you excited or curious about what Marvel's going to do, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Speculations everywhere. That's what they do best.
Oh yeah.
Fair.
Just wish they did that with Star Wars enough. But we get Boba Fett next week.
Who wants it? Jesus.
You don't want
I'm
Boba
not gonna rule by terror. I'm gonna rule with respect. Because that's what Boba Fett was. Come on, bro. Jesus.
They gotta
I'm gonna
make
rule
him-
with
That's
They
how
got-
the
they
whole
gotta
first
make him
episode should go
badass.
right there.
Yeah.
They got to make something out of him. The worst thing about it, they revived him.
They should have
stayed
just
dead.
left in the Sarlacc pit. There's no reason for him to come back.
Robot Chicken had it dead on the nose about it.
Yep. All right.
They needed something.
Pizza the Hut.
They need a buffer to figure out what they're gonna do with Mandalorian season 3, which I think they should be nothing else with Mandalorian. They should
Sell it to
hit-
Mel Brooks.
Oh, shut up. Shut up. Well, you said Mel Brooks. At least you didn't say Max Brooks.
I like Max Brooks, but give it to Mel. Let the old man get one last go at it, and
It's good to be king.
Give me Blazing Saddles too.
There you go.
oh my god, please.
Unfortunately, we don't have
Please.
Gene Wilder anymore.
Never mind. Yeah, save it. Never mind. You can't do
No,
it without Gene Wilder.
we can just use Johnny Depp.
No,
Oh
man.
God.
I mean, they
No.
replaced him for the Fantastic Beasts 3,
Listen.
and I'm cool with that
Oh
replacement.
God, I can't believe you're making me do this. Listen, okay, look. Johnny Depp is a great actor, and Gene Wilder was a great actor in Willy Wonka. The comic relief was great, but being a great actor and then following the script works for Willy Wonka. That does not work in Blazing Saddles. That movie was easily like 80% improv.
Well, it'll be like Rango.
What's that? Oh,
The lizard
no,
movie.
again, able to follow script. Good movie.
It'd be like
Can't even that.
Rango.
That was a good movie.
It'd be like Rango meets
Who wrote his jokes?
what's that movie?
Who's writing his jokes? You need to answer that question, and I will let it go. Who is writing his jokes?
No.
Oh, okay, that's why we can't do it. No.
It's gonna be Johnny Depp. I mean, if you've seen the second Fantastic Beast, you can tell he was an ass through that one. I'm like, dude, you need to go.
The comedy prowess of Johnny Depp.
Ooh, it's gonna be Rango
well renowned.
meet fucking Pirates of the Caribbean.
Rango of the
Yes.
Caribbean. So basically, every Johnny Depp movie.
Just don't see Jungle Cruise, man.
Ever since Disney got their hands on Johnny Depp, they just destroyed his acting ability.
Or they kept him in the pocket that he works in.
Yeah,
well,
that's
you
true.
know what? He loves it so goddamn much. He still shows up to Disneyland
for free.
Yeah, he just stands in the Pirates in the Caribbean ride sometimes because he's just so lonely.
Hello.
Do you remember me? I used to be a serious actor once.
These teeth for proof.
Yeah.
You can distinguish me from my movies. Now you can't.
Yeah, exactly.
He looks like Edward Scissorhands to the Caribbean.
I
once worked with people like Leonardo DiCaprio. Now,
right?
Now
with an
I'm
accent
working
that nobody knows where it came from.
Yeah, now I'm working with a giant squid on green screen.
Oh my god, he's like that asshole from Green Day. Fuck, you gonna have a British accent? You're from fucking New Jersey, bro.
For real.
Oh man, hey, when you move, you move.
Move. Yeah, move. Oh, you said in there. There you go.
Yeah. Just like Madonna. Come on.
Oh god.
Yeah, Madonna.
She actually moved.
Yeah. She got a little British in her, so I guess that works.
Yeah, if I stay down south for 5 years, I'm picking up some accent.
Yeah,
that was good. And yes. I don't want to participate in that so bad.
I'm sorry. Once we were watching Westworld, and he's like, "You are growing, boy." I was like, "All the time back in Alabama and Tennessee."
Right.
Ooh, boy, that's coming out again, huh?
Yep. The twang comes out real quick.
No drainage involved in that statement.
Mm-mm. All right, let's get to ratings before this conversation just falls off the rails.
I don't even think. Look, I'm sitting here looking like, nope. We're not talking about this movie.
Wait till New Year's.
Wait till New Year's. All right.
No, I'm just gonna wait till my recap. I'm gonna name two things because, easy story, man.
Mm-hmm.
Good. I'm not gonna say it was still a good story. It's just an easy story.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, I'll go first.
All right, story.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I think it was unoffensive. Like it's
less
not.
offensive than this.
Yeah, I mean, like it's not like anything that I would say is in the top tier of Marvel movies, but it is good. The action was decent. The CGI was decent. The acting was okay. I really liked the father and the mother dynamic. That was really good. But yeah, I mean, I think this is a middle of the road sort of average movie, so I am going to probably go 6.5, maybe 7. Yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm in between that right now.
You probably help decide that. What are ratings?
Mm-hmm.
You want to go, Keelan, or?
Yeah. As far as final reviews, I like just, I guess, the creativity behind it, like the way they executed what they clearly saw put on vision board, was able to transfer it on the screen. The magnificent creatures in the...
You mean a Pokemon?
The Pokemon,
the various amounts of Pokemon, yeah.
Ninetales.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I'm like, we had Morris, which we never really knew what he was, but we saw Phoenix.
He was
a butt with wings.
I was like, what the fuck?
That's true.
He was so adorable.
Yeah, it was an adorable little butt. But yeah, we saw a Phoenix, a nine-tailed white fox, and then a Drake. Not really a dragon, but a Drake. And then we saw a flying Drake, but that's another conversation. Martial arts, I loved it. I'm not a fighter, but this didn't look like some of the other fighting we've seen in other movies where it's like, you guys couldn't say somebody that knew what they were doing?
Yeah, I actually did appreciate. I did. Oh,
yeah.
I actually did appreciate the fighting choreography in this.
They did, you could tell they put the work in,
right.
And they used people. They used people from Crouching Tiger.
I was just about to say, like Michelle Yeoh. Oh my God, yes.
I was like, this is not Iron Fist.
That was great.
Oh no.
And I love the choreography behind the fighting, and I also like how they never forced Awkwafina specifically into some awkward type of a fighting role. That kind of just I have to lend a lot and I mean a lot of accommodation and flowers to the director and the producers and everybody that was on set for this. Like, this movie looked like everybody was there. They had fun. They understood what their goal was and they executed. Not saying that it was, you know, something that they should win awards over or anything like that. But if you go to work, you want your product to at least look like you did what you showed up to do, and I feel like they did that. Story, again, easy. Storyline, take it, leave it. There's some muck in there, but at the end of it all, Shang-Chi gets the 10 rings, and that's what it's all about, right? So, with that being said, that's crazy, Nick, that you gave it a 6.5. Because I wasn't gonna give it even a 6.5. It gets an even 6 for me though, which is where I was. And then when you said 6.5, I was like, whoa, I don't have the highest one. All right, cool. And well, no. What did we cover last? Really quick. I have to. Matrix. This is better than the Matrix.
Matrix got a 4. Matrix got a 4 from us.
Yeah, but I gave the Matrix also a 6, so I'm going to give this a 7 because it is definitely better than the Matrix, and it's 2 or 3 times better than the effing Matrix. So, I'm going to give it a 7 just because I gave the Matrix a 6, and that would be unfair. And now I want to revisit that.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. There we go.
All right, Dejan.
I love this.
10 rings. 10 for one for each ring.
Oh man, we can't hear you. So yeah, I read that. I didn't hear you.
Oh, I said it's getting a 7 from me.
Oh, okay. I thought you said son of a bitch when I said. I was like, oh, I read the son of a part.
No, I'm saying no. I was like, it's not gonna get no 10 from me because you said 10 rings. I'm like, no, it's not getting a 10 from me.
Oh, yeah.
It didn't hit me emotionally. I think for a movie to hit me emotionally, from being sad to angry, or just getting me worked up, or put me on a the edge of my seat, yeah, it's getting close to like between the 8 to the 10. This movie, it didn't do that. It was good. I mean, you guys basically would say the same thing I'm saying. But yeah, I thought it was pretty damn good for what it was worth. And like I said, it was a refresher for me. Like I said, none of the Marvel movies really done it for me except Spider-Man. But Black Widow was just like, no. Internals was just like, okay, could have trimmed it, but okay. And yeah, this movie was like, right, nice. Keep doing shit like this. You might keep me in tune. Tuned in. But yeah.
And the post-credit scenes didn't seem too far left or anything like that either. And you didn't have to wait an hour for them.
It's not as bad as Spider-Man No Way Home. Those was worthless to me, in my opinion. It was. I'm just say it because that after-credit scene was basically just Doctor Strange trailer. I could have went.
Which everybody's seen already?
No. Oh, okay. It was the trailer before it hit YouTube.
Oh, whoa, really?
That's for me. It was a very lackluster trailer. So,
okay, I get you.
It's another talk.
The audio in that trailer is awful.
It was bad.
Yes,
so
yes,
bad.
It is. I was like, somebody had to cite.
I thought somebody made this. Like, I thought it was like a YouTube. You know how people on YouTube be like, "Oh, this is the trailer for this thing." I was like, "Wait, no, this is coming from Marvel. What the fuck?"
The audio was bad. I don't think they did that at Skywalker Productions.
No.
But
it reminded me what they did with Amazing Spider-Man 2. Because in Amazing Spider-Man 2, and at the end of that trailer, they was like a trailer for Days of Future Past. I was like, why? Because Sony and Fox were talking about having a crossover of some time with the X-Men and Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. So, anyways.
Oh, well, that leaves our rating for Shang-Chi at a 6.8.
Better than Black Widow.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got to be better. Listen, if we would stop talking about the Black Widow movie, I might forget about it.
Well,
right.
Just saying. I'd rather go all the way back to the beginning of everything and talk about WandaVision for another few episodes than keep bringing up freaking Black Widow.
The first few episodes of WandaVision were pretty good.
Way better than Black Widow. The movie. The story arc of Black Widow was pretty cool, but not the movie.
We need to talk about Wanda and how she should be in jail.
She should, but how you gonna keep her in jail?
They scared
Okay.
What, you gonna put her in Supermax?
I don't know. Kill her. She's
Snipe.
she enslaved children.
Yeah. How she gonna? How again? How do you
I
kill
don't
Wanda?
know. I don't know. Get Shang-Chi with his rings.
Another non-OP character. Got it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna snipe her.
Get Carol Danvers to shoot her cosmic beams.
Right. They Goku'd her, didn't they?
I'll tell you, I watched her and What If, and she was a zombie, and she was just still fucking OP. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
That's
An
scary.
OP zombie.
Yeah, Wanda.
Oh yeah, I
OP
heard.
zombie.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten to What If. I heard about it though.
Don't watch it.
Don't.
Somebody just told me I should binge Hawkeye, and I was like,
You should.
they literally was like, "Oh yeah, you should binge Hawkeye and then go see Spider-Man." And I was like,
Because I'm gonna tell you this, all the multiverse shit, like from Loki to What If, it's all gonna tie in with Doctor Strange and WandaVision. So, like I said, they're tying in certain characters for their own big story arc, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but those are all the old characters. What are they doing with the new characters?
well,
Right.
they're building a new franchise with people like Shang-Chi and the Eternals and et cetera, et cetera.
When the Eternals will never come back. They learned their lesson.
They will, but they will. I don't know.
That was a hefty.
Moon Knight will,
Hefty,
but yeah.
No, there shouldn't be because that was a pretty hefty cast for people to really not show up for that.
It was balanced. I'll tell you, between the acting of that movie, it was surprisingly balanced, which was great. But the thing is the concept of the Eternals is it's boring. I'm sorry, it is boring, and is something that should have been kind of like talked about, like they did in Guardians of the Galaxy a bit.
Mm-hmm.
For the record, just gotta say this. I put my hands up, teacher.
Teacher.
One of my favorite comic
Not
book
yet.
things, though, like the Eternals. One of my personal favorite things to read about in the comics. I don't know how that's gonna turn out on screen. But there's so much you can dive into. Again, you go from them to the Celestials to the planet of Titan and all of that. Like you get to Thanos and
it's
his
better.
brother, you know.
It's better done as a comic, or it could have been better done as a 5 or 6 episode, 15-minute skit animation thing.
13-minute behind the scenes.
Well, something like how I don't know if you guys remember the thing they did between what they did with Clone Wars when they had it on Cartoon Network. It was like a 10-minute thing. It was like these really nice art. It was like somewhat of the same art they used with Samurai Jack. It was pretty dope. Like how they introduced Venturous and they introduced General Grievous and shit like that, which I wish they put on Disney Plus. But yeah, something like that. It was great. But man, we'll see. They'll get it right sooner or later. Like I said, they still in cruise control versus Warner Brothers over there with the DC franchise.
Yeah,
so, we'll see.
They definitely are trying to push it, so they got to catch up. So again, Nick, what does that give us for Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings?
6.8.
6.8. That puts us in the dab in the middle.
So I'm gonna close this out. So with a 6.8 people, and there you have it from us jumping, peeking a little bit from underneath the covers, seeing what Disney's doing with the Marvel franchise. That's our discussion and review of Shang-Chi and possible things that may happen with the Marvel line of shit in the MCU. So thank you for joining us here on Screen Time Katunin. If you like what we do, come check us out on our individual channels, from Keelan that does Numbers Can Talk on Tuesdays, to Nick that does Actual Fathoms on Monday, to me doing Strawberry Coffees on random days throughout the week, on playing video games on Twitch. So all I can say, thank you guys for supporting. Please hit a like button on our YouTube channel and just be supporters and just come check us out here. And in the future beyond movies, we'll have some different things come up from different segments to some talks, and just be tuned in. We're Screen Time Continuum. I'm the Mustard.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Keelan. Thanks a lot, guys.
Bye, you guys.